In the first chapter of F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, the narrator, Nick Carraway, introduces himself and gives a brief background on his upbringing. Born into a well-off family from the Midwest, he states that his family are descendants of the Dukes of Buccleuch. Despite coming from a privileged background, he is taught by his father not to pass judgment on others because not everyone has had the same advantage. This advice pushes him towards tolerance and draws him into practicing writing as a form of art to be patient. After graduating from Yale in 1915 and fighting in World War I, which he describes as a great disillusion, he returns to the American Midwest. However, he feels repelled and finds it restless. So he decides to move east to try out the bond business and rents a small house in West Egg, a fictional place located on Long Island. In the summer of 1922, he finds himself living among the nouveau rich, including his mysterious neighbor, J. Gatsby, the titular character. Gatsby's massive mansion is adjacent to Carraway's small cottage, and every evening he observes Gatsby standing on his lawn and stretching his arms towards a green light at the end of a dock across the bay. Nick also has extended family in the East. His second cousin, Daisy Buchanan, and her husband Tom, a previous Yale acquaintance of Nick's, who live in the more fashionable East Egg. One sunny day, Nick goes over to visit them, and there he meets Jordan Baker, a cynically ironic woman and a golf champion who becomes an important acquaintance. The description of the Buchanans' home reflects their wealth, status, and the heedless ease of their lifestyles. During this visit, Daisy provocatively proclaims her sadness and boredom, and Nick catches hints of marital issues between her and Tom when a phone call from Tom's mistress in New York City interrupts dinner. He witnesses and contrasts Tom's ardent and imperious manner with Daisy's charming and sophisticated persona. The chapter ends with Nick catching Jordan's cynical, chauvinistic remark that Tom's infidelity is largely from the old world, and Daisy's melodramatic matter-of-factness is a facade, indicating her limited capacity to cope with the discontentment she feels from her marriage. Amid this, Nick notes with apt detachment and thus distinguishes himself from the Buchanans markedly. Though he interacts with those of their ilk, he does not completely become absorbed into their carefreeness, their callousness, and their utter disregard for societal structures.